People with Burger King hats that put Burger King hats on children are very sick in the head. Burgum, you're sick. With childhood books. People using Heinz products when it's supposed to be Catch 22. Okay, people aren't meat and bush meat. All right. All right, cannibalism. You don't promote cannibalism with racketeering and oven racks. Do you understand? You got something wrong with you in this country based upon a lot of lies going around. Police don't use investigation, neither does the military, and they do things based upon lies and gibberish and psychological warfare. They're making decisions based upon psychological warfare rather than factual data out of Lincoln, Nebraska. All right, because all the answers are in Lincoln, Nebraska. About George Bush and him and hermit crabs to what Humnet is and George Bush's astrology of the cancer crab, you're crazy people, okay? Because you want power of Satan, okay, sorts of men. About A1 and A1 sauce products of Maxwell House match in College View to 1929 entrance. 1929 data, the Great Depression and meat rations. And going the reason about A1 steak sauce or whatever with Maxwell House products with the Smart Cave Person book that I had when I was a kid. Going with Larry Maxwell name to A1 steak sauce because you're making fun of Abraham Lincoln's signature, A period Lincoln. I'm not really thinking you're crazy people with bushmeat, okay? You're really crazy using his name with racketeering and oven rack sorts of concepts that everything has a simple explanation and you people cater to psychological warfare for sickness, all right? You're very sick. And people have not sorted out psychological warfare because you serve it. You're not supposed to serve psychological war. There's like 666 different ways you commit psychological warfare in the United States. Like Whitehead oil is Phillips 66. Red Lobster is approximately close to 66th and O Street in Lincoln. Hermit crabs, Hermes, the dentist, and Herbie Husker. 11 herbs and spices in KFC. You've got something wrong with you in the United States to not be able to discern serving psychological warfare when you're not supposed to begin with. So, and all the answers are in Lincoln, Nebraska. Oh, yeah, it's the George Bush wants to end the world based upon a Grover book. A Grover book about the monster at the end of the book. Okay, so the Munsters, the show, and the Munsters, the family in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Munsters. Everything, it's a Grover book. Everything in the, and then there's another Grover book, everything in the whole wide world book. And you'll find everything, all your answers in Lancaster County, Lincoln, Nebraska. So, everything in the whole wide world book, Grover. And you know about people mumbling stuff about MLK and milk cartons and missing children on milk cartons because you're making fun of children's hearts because of the Pledge of Allegiance, because you don't do school correctly in the military with psychological warfare because you're not supposed to serve 666 ways to commit psychological warfare. Different categories of psychological warfare you cater to and answer to in the United States military. 6, probably, I don't know how many. How many levels of psychological warfare are committed in the United States? Okay, so as I said, MLK missing children on milk cartons to the Pledge of Allegiance because of the data of Nebraska, Valentine, Nebraska, broken bow, and flags of the United States with a presidential flag. To Broken Bow, Nebraska, you got something wrong with you. You think people are hunting games and because of bows and arrows? Making fun of Little Red Riding Hood and then the Three Little Pigs, and you want to chase people and eat them with the presidential flag and arrows to um, about facts of my life to Robert Chase and born on Abraham Lincoln's birthday to Robin Hood to Little Red Riding Hood. As I said, there's something very wrong with you about bushmeat, that you really like power of Satan in the United States and racketeering. Why do you steal from God to be disgusting fat slobs in the United States and do things based upon psychological warfare and lies? You can ask me any question and I can give you the answer to the country about you not understanding that people make fun of private eye because they don't care about people. You think crimes against humanity is a game out of the Midwest with as what I talked about. You think war crimes is a game in the United States. And then they're not a game. Okay? It's not a game. Plot, you're not supposed to plot. And you're not supposed to teach plotting with the public to trap innocent life like you do in the Midwest. You got something wrong with you with Alliance and Chimney Rock. To Valentine, Broken Bow, and Hall County is not about Halloween, but you're living in some sort of delusional make-believe land with Baskin Robbins 31. And I'm tired of you. I'm tired of religious abuse in the United States. As I was getting to the MLK, where you make fun of children, evaporated milk and things like that with condensed milk. There's something wrong with you people. Of definition of ebb and tide and insurgence of children. No, that's not what that means, okay? The definition of ebb and tide doesn't mean you do insurgence to children with subversive activity. Do you understand? The ICOs are all over the place. You don't know what II is in the military. You don't know what, you serve the mafia rather than the actual military. And you're wrong. Okay, you've been serving the mafia in the government rather than the military. You make fun of II. Well, everything the government does is based upon gibberish, psychological warfare, and lies. And I was getting to milk cartons of your sickness out of Nebraska about Kim names of Lancaster County, like Kim Hedgeland Lassen, Danbury. You making fun of Cadbury eggs in your sickness, or the USS Lassen to the Lassen volcano, and volcanoes about the Mount St. Helens one was Robert Wesley Chase's mother, Nancy Helen Chase, for example, because she was from Chicago, Illinois. Information about her. But the name Kim Pope from Ralston, Nebraska, the name Kim Pope is what you're making fun of. You're making fun of the Pope with just gibberish in the government about milk and MLK and so forth. You're not competent of having children in this country. There's something wrong with you. You can't see God for some reason in the codes that he has to serve the United States. Military training is improper. They do like 666 different types of psychological warfare is what they serve, and they're not even competent to know what they're doing. But Kim Pope is a name to Ralston because it matched Vern Jensen information, okay? Because of why? Burned jewels around the world in 80 days. That's why. And it goes with Mount Vernon to George Washington facts. And I told you George and Martha the hippo to book to, as I said, Dorothy and Leroy Ross, to their son Jerry Ross, to Clark Jerry facts, to the fact that I'm tired of the United States and you're crazy. Okay, you're crazy people. Facts about Nebraska. You're doing stupid things based upon stupid facts about Nebraska that you make delusions, grandeurs of delusions about, when it's very simple. You're supposed to do investigations. Nobody does investigations. You're supposed to investigate what people are doing, and people make fun of actually being private eye in this country because nobody ever serves counter and humanit, where you're making fun of hermit crabs, okay, where you say you got cancer to serve the devil, and that goes with St. Paul Street, Walker Street to George Bush names Walker, to Walker Street to Baldwin Street. How you think you have cancer? Because you idolize the devil and George Bush, his astrology of the cancer crab, to Red Lobster, to Humnet, making fun of counterintelligence and Humnet, Signet. You make fun of counterintelligence with lying about saying you have to serve the devil in this country, and you're in big trouble. Lying about God, saying you have to serve the devil, with George Bush facts to Herbie Husker, to facts about KFC, to the Spice Channel, to Old Spice products, to names of Nebraska, because it is a name of Nebraska. You've got something wrong with your racketeering and your bushmeat. You really do, with products and making fun of the signature of a period Lincoln. You've got something really wrong with you. Everything has an explanation, a logical explanation, and you've got a lot of sick people in government. A period Lincoln. You don't read the book Catch 22, you got something wrong with you. And your milk cartons, you're really sick in the head with men in the military don't know what security is. Why would you be bothering civilians because you don't know how to do security? The fact that you can't do security in the government has nothing to do with innocent life or innocent civilians. They have nothing to do with the fact that you're doing things based upon lies, that people in uniform are crazy sometimes. I don't know what the percentage of people that are crazy in uniform, because they do not serve private eye in uh, the eye of providence for God. They don't serve God. Well, you don't do crazy stuff to innocent life, that's for sure, because you can't see the letter I. The letter I about serving God. My not is about the forget-me-not. Letter I is on the toe of school buses because you're not supposed to do insurgents to children. Do you understand? Um. So, as I said, the Walker Street, the St. Paul Street, and the Baldwin Street is on North 48th in Lincoln, Nebraska, North 48th Street. And it's right by what? Layton. Okay, Layton Street. Leighton. Where you're making fun of your scarecrow game or whatever with eggs. Okay, because you don't see eye charts. You got something wrong with your eyes with eye charts. You have cataracts? Why do you have cataracts? You know the definition of cataracts. Okay, so you're wanting to lay eggs or something. I'm not really sure what your problem is. You can't see John Hancock. You can't see to the Hitchcock of Nebraska. I can prove everything. I can prove every question that you're legally insane in uniform, not performing duties, a private investigation, but people doing crazy, erratic things to make fun of crimes against humanity, And the Hindenburg, like Heidelberg's, is to make fun. The Heidelberg's was a business they had because they made fun of Hyde Observatory and then Rawhide and Chaps and Cowboys and Herbie Husker crap. I mean, there's something wrong with you in the United States if you serve George Bush and Bush meat because you're sick in the head. You're just sick in the head. It's all based upon lies. Sinclair, push buttons of crossing streets to Beaver Crossing facts, and levying war against innocent life, to be Nebraska, to Garland, Nebraska, to Judy Garland, to the Laura Leaf of the FBI. It's all about lies. Laura Leaf to Judy Garland to be Nebraska. I said Traybird Hall is about you being betrayal. It's on South Street. Why do you want to lay eggs? Okay, you people have something wrong with you, not seeing the eye charts of God. Layton Street. Walker is a loony. Okay, the Walkers are loonies, Bush and Bush, because you like to make fun of what the real meaning of the Fraternal Order of the Police is not about stealing identities with dub, 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 okay? It was supposed to be about bud, 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 and loyalty. You make fun of Buddhism and Tao. I don't think that's appropriate behavior. With chalkboards, you never got the E pluribus unum school about repeating stuff on chalkboards being bad in school because the police are bad in school or the military's bad in school, and repeating identities theft in school is about you being bad in school, not knowing school. GI Bill to the Bill of Rights, okay? GI Bill to the Bill of Rights. Nebraska's got something wrong with them because the codes are all there. They just want to be bad and rebels in Nebraska. They got something wrong with them. The Nebraska-Kansas Act with the Army is crazy, okay? The Army is crazy. About bowling and replacing the law, okay? Because you're crazy people. Don't count your chickens before they're had, county down, court, or whatever to facts of my family and relatives of my family to the Hatch Act of 1939 goes with Hooker County 93. And it goes with the Declaration. And you lie about God about the Declaration. And if that wasn't good enough about the Declaration, they could have followed the emancipation of the Proclamation. You don't serve either one. You have no excuses in the military for your behaviors and your 666 ways to commit psychological warfare and do things bad to the public. But everything has an explanation, trust me. When I say you're legally insane in the military of the Midwest, you are very legally insane people. You serve psychological warfare at the highest levels. You have no competence of blaming civilians that you have no ability to do security in the United States military. You see the letter I, you leave those children alone. Ebb and Womb and Eggers is my maiden name. Ebb and tide, and you're living on a lunar tic-tac-toe board. I'm tired of you. Okay? Because everything has an explanation. Well, how about the moons make the tides? Correct. The moon makes the tides, but you being crazy, serving insurgents is insane. Okay? Because you think you're moon people, making fun of Neil Armstrong, facts to my mother's birthday, to George Bush's birthday, because you don't understand leap of faith in God and glory to God, going with the entrance of College View, you making fun of glory to God, to the Van Dorn Federal Prison and the facts of the Pinewood Bowl area. I mean, the Pioneers Park area. the bootleg assimilation of boot camp and to serve God with the Italy boot. You've got something wrong with you. And I'm tired of the lies generated in the United States. You're just not competent of having children with milk cartons. You've got something wrong with you. With MLK, Martin Luther King problem, you can't discern. You can't discern the government. FBI has something really wrong with them. With James Comey, they're really sick in the head. James Comey's not military, and the military's not even military when they're serving him, because you want to serve mafia rather than the federal government. Making fun of the Alpha being at war in the Garden of Eden rather than following federal codes that you're not supposed to lay eggs. It means you're not supposed to murder eggs. Do you understand? If you see the eye chart to John Hancock about protecting the Garden of Eden and you don't even know what a lily pad is, ribbit, ribbit. The rib of Adam. You don't know what the Garden of Eden is in the military about protecting procreation? If you're not competent of having children and you say you have contracts on being monsters in Nebraska, then legally you should not have children in the Midwest at all. The Hatch Act, there's something wrong with you. You don't blame children because adults in the United States do not know how to have normal relationships. Because you don't need to be selfish to the future because you don't know how to live and let live and so forth. That you've got something wrong with your ideas about evolving, allowing children to evolve and hopefully live a better life than what you have made in the military for the United States by saying you were going to be rebels to security to the doomsday clock and not serve counterintelligence. Why didn't you want to serve counterintelligence and private eye to God? I mean, everything can be explained through this, through counterintelligence. Everything has an explanation, and the fact that you want to give power to Satan over people makes them mad. Okay, I don't serve Devil RFID, New World Order, 666, George Bush, or anybody affiliated with that. I don't like your evil idolatry in the government to lie about you having to break security and law to the first protocol is to save innocent life first. You know, you go against federal protocol and you just want to make people mad about you lying about God. All you do is lie in the United States because aliens didn't abduct children ever. And flying saucers, okay? Cattle, you're treating people like cattle and your hoedown auctions of holy war, Catholic war, using my name. You know, the Hindenburg to the Goodyear blimp of my foot is not funny. That's not funny. That's not appropriate behavior. Oh, the humanity. What's wrong with you in thinking crimes with the Yellow Brick Road, crimes against humanity is a game? Ambush or whatever, bushmeat and racketeering. What is your problem? You can do security. Why would you bother civilian, especially under federal protocol? Federal protocol is that you save innocent life first. I'm tired of your egg problem, okay? I'm tired of your egg problem. This is Kathy Chase.